Hello everyone, welcome to Minds Matter with Dr. Nobi, and I believe that you have subscribed, I believe that you have clicked the like button, and also I believe you are going to share this video. Wow, I'm in a very beautiful location here. Nature has provided beautiful scene like this for us to enjoy. And sometimes it's good to take ourselves away from the hustle and bustles of the cities. Today on My Matters with Dr. Nubi, I want to be talking about coping strategies. Life happens to us. Sometimes we are going through a lot of stress. And don't forget that stress can be external or internal stressor. Most of the time, the stressors that are external are things that we cannot control. Our environment, the political situation, economics, the life of your children, spousal relationship. These are external stressors, and therefore what do? We must look for ways to adapt to these particular stressors, and that's why we talk about coping strategies. The question I want to ask you is, how are you adapting? Are you coping maladaptively, or you are coping in a very adaptive way? Now, it is important for you to understand that when we talk about adaptive coping mechanism, these are coping styles that we adopt, whereby we are able to look at the positive side of things. We're able to look at what are these stress that I'm going through. What are the things that I can do to make sure that I get out of it? Why not hurting myself or hurting others in the process? That is adaptive coping strategy. For example, I'm going through stress of life. I can seek help. I can decide to look at those who are going through the same stress. How are they coping? I can decide to remove myself from that particular stressful situation and come to nature, such as this. Ordinarily feeling this water, the coldness and everything. Squatting, throwing pebbles into the sea, ocean. All these things are ways that I'm trying to cope with the stressors in my life. I can decide to reappraise the situation. Sometimes situations in our life appear so gigantic that we think that, oh, this is overwhelming, this is going to kill me, I'm going to die, this is so pressing. And then at the end of the day, what happens? You discover when you come to a place like this, during introspection, you just tell yourself, come on, it's not as deep as it is. It's not as big as I thought it was. And then you're able to reassess. You're able to ask yourself questions. You're able to say, what should I do to make it better? These are adaptive coping strategies. But you know what happens? Most of the time we go through, we apply the non-adaptive or maladaptive coping strategy. For example, I don't like my certain situation, I become enraged and angry. I go into displacement mood. I begin to displace my anger and aggression to people around me, to my children, to my spouse, to people around me. I begin to do so many things. That is maladaptive. Some will say, you know what? Life is not fair to me. Am I the only one? This is too much. And then I'm going to smoke myself to stupor. So they go to all the Colorados. They go to take cannabis. They go to take whatever name, mollies, all these things. At the end of the day, they have psychosis, they are admitted. Families are suffering. Maladaptive. Some will drink themselves to stupor. They say, I will drink and forget my sorrow. And when they do that, what happens? Shame, loss of job, loss of family. At the end of the day, the brain is also damaged. It affects the heart and the likes. Maladaptive. I've seen someone who said, you know what? Life is unfair to me. This stress is too much. And decided to go on sex spree. Begin to sleep around with several people, this and that, HIV and all the likes. Some, they go into what we call dangerous driving. You just begin to engage in dangerous activities like driving dangerously, engaging in many things that you yourself on a normal day you would not have ventured into. Safety precaution is put asunder. all because you want to know, you want to do what? You want to either show your aggression, you want to show your anger, you want to show the way that you are angry with the world. Some change their personality. They see the world that, oh, the world is cruel to me. This stress is too much. Am I the only one? And they become mean. They become, that anger. And then they are no longer kind. They become brutal. They are cruel to their partner. They are cruel to their children. They are cruel to their co-workers. These are maladaptive coping strategies. And sometimes people can realize it. They'll say, oh, he has changed. Ever from the time this also happened. Ever from the time he lost his job. Ever from the time he lost his relationship. Ever from the time that he lost his house. Ever from the time that he lost the business. This is no longer who we used to know. Talkway has changed. Wiley has changed. This and that. As much as possible, it is important for us to know that when things happen to us, we need to first of all ask ourselves, how do I cope with these stressors? Am I going to allow these stressors to define me, or am I going to allow myself to be subdued by these stressors? What method should I use? Coping with the stressors, should I use adaptive or should I use maladaptive? It is the choice that you make. Adaptive or non-adaptive coping strategies. But I can tell you one thing. If you go through adaptive coping strategy, you're going to come out stronger. So that is why you say that your experience did not define you, but you are able to come out stronger in that experience. You are able to identify and you're able to say, you know what, next time I'm not going to do this again. I've learned other ways that I could have done that thing. And then you say we move. But when you don't allow that to define you, a single stress, maladaptive coping strategy is like a vicious circle. So you continue to do things that will further worsen the stress and will further damage you. Here on Mind Matters with Dr. Nubi, all I do is to teach us things that will give us emotional health. Most of the time, people will not tell you this. We are more concerned about, how do I prevent hypertension? Don't let me smoke, don't let me drink. Let me sleep very well. Let me watch my cholesterol. Let me go to gym. How do I prevent diabetes? Don't let me take excessive sugar. Don't let me take drink. Don't let me do this. But what about emotional health? The way you go to gym to keep physically fit so I can say, yes, I can jump, I can do this, I'm this. What about your mental health? Are you mentally healthy? Nobody will tell you this except on Mind Matters with Dr. Nubi. Because the question people have asked me, Dr. Nubi, how do I maintain my mental health? I said, from everyday activities, how do you handle them? How do you handle stress of life? The same way you ask me, how do I have 6 packs? I will tell you, go and build your body, go and do so and so type of exercise. How do I become skinny? How do I become more muscular? We have all the necessary knowledge in that area. Are you mentally fit? How do you maintain your mental health? What type of discussion do you engage in? In the part 2 of this video, I'll be talking about various activities that affect our mental health. But today, on this particular topic, I'm talking about coping strategies, adaptive and non-adaptive. And I believe that you've listened, you've watched, and I know that you are going to share this with others. Always remember that there's no health without mental health. You cannot claim that you are healthy if your brain is not actually healthy. And I know that you're not just going to stop at this. You're going to press the subscribe button. You're going to like. You're going to share. You know why? The more you share this, the more subscribers we have, the more we're able to reach more people who need this. And if in case you need counseling, you can see the number on your screen. Call that number. I do offer online psychotherapy at a very minimal fee, and you're going to find the session quite therapeutic, quite healing, and quite safe. Don't forget, there's no health without mental health. Till I come your way again next time, keep keeping fit and make sure you subscribe. Bye bye.